This spring, David and I opened the hives that had died in the apiary. We looked at the frames and saw that all the hives had scorched frames in the middle, as you can see in the photo. This got David thinking to put together a small experiment using heat-sensitive paper.
Now what we have here is a normal national box, a normal floor, everything normal. We've got a crown board here. I'll actually get another covering for the top of that so we can enclose the gas. So we've got everything set up here. We've got the sublimating device, we've got the battery. This is the stuff we normally use, may change this year. Set up the hive, closed off the entrances.
David is using icing sugar instead of epibioxal.
I think it should work because I believe it has to go up to 280 to 290 degrees, and that should caramelise the sugar, and we should see smoke. So everything is on, all contact made, timer on. Give it 3 minutes. And we'll wait. Please see we're using epibioxal as per instructions on the packet and on the website, and we're following these to the letter. Now it's smoking like you would expect to find in epibioxal. It's just leaking from the top a little bit.
Oh, it's coming out the back.
And coming out the back, I've just been informed. So, and we're going to give it a full 3 minutes as it said on the instructions. According to instructions, we leave it in for a further 10 minutes. The instructions said it should attain a temperature of, 280 to 295 degrees centigrade. Bear in mind boiling point is 100. And if this is the centre of the brood nest and the heat is directly below the brood nest, that's quite a considerable heat, especially where would you find a queen in the winter time?
When you kind of prepare your hive, you close off completely with foam, then you get your pan ready with your epibioxal, and then you need to open up the foam again. And when you do that, you kind of press it in completely flat against the mesh, and you can be quite sure about this. But then at the end, you're putting the foam back so that no bees escape. And I have a feeling that by putting the foam on top of the wire that connects the pan, that may actually tilt it towards the bottom of a frame, and then just stay there for the required time that it's 208 degrees or whatever it is.
And to add something else to that, I think, as Miriam said, but it could be that there is a little pressure, or when the cable is hanging there, it actually lifts up against the frames.
So that's where obviously it might actually help if you cut your foam in the middle, okay? So you support the foam underneath, yes, so that you are all the time aware that the pan is still resting on the floor mesh. Okay, so after 10 minutes I remove a little bit of the foam. I remove the pan very carefully.
You can see it's been a good burn.
Yes.
Although it's just been ice and sugar. That is what you need to see on your pan when you take out your epibioxal or whatever you're using. There needs to be a clean, dark, black burn.
I'm going to check for the effect of the heat on this heat-sensitive paper, and so the outside frame looks fine. Then the second frame looks fine. And so we can see that this frame here, if you can look at the bottom, that's charred.
Completely charred. And I really have to look at this heat signature all the way up here. Now, this is the centre of the brood nest. This is the heat signature. You would find the brood nest in normal circumstances in the centre. So you've got this heat signature, you've got this charring, quite apparent charring here, and the wood is burnt. It's exactly what I found on some of the videos I've taken, and that heat signature has went straight up there. That can't be good for the bees.
No, no, and also you will find actually the second one is
Charred too. Right, look at that. That's quite apparent, and this is what I've seen in the videos. And if you do that to the one, the central one too.
as well.
Now that's quite extreme.
That is a lot. That's a lot more.
Now,
Yes.
I'll actually include in this video snapshots of the ones I've seen before. Now,
We have here some screenshots from older videos taken this spring. We subsequently connected the scorching at the bottom to a problem with the vaporizer position used during the winter application of vaporized oxalic acid.
now, this is just a thought, but I think the heat is just too much for the centre of the brood frame, and we're killing bees or possibly killing a queen. You've seen how convection current works.
Yes.
You've seen it was only affecting the central frames there,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What if we were to sublimate at the edge of the box here,
Yes.
right? And any charring, any extreme heat would come up, but the convection current would drop. Any sublimation gases throughout the hive.
And so would that mean that the outside frames are much more affected? The outside frames with stores would be just affected if but accidental.
Yes, but no bees.
Just a few rules to follow. The bees need to be out the cluster. What that means is it needs to be above 4 degrees before we attempt to use oxalic acid. It needs to be as early as we can in the morning, so there's no bees out flying. We want to cover as many as we can, or last thing at night once all the bees are in.
On this experiment, it's clear that we need to keep the vaporization pan always horizontal on the mesh floor. The vaporization process is not affected by positioning to the side. It will, however, avoid applying direct heat to the brood area, which may contain the queen.